Did you know that Legends used to have a block mechanic, or that Blue Pen used to be able to combo almost infinitely? Hi, I'm Ploof, and in today's video we'll go over 70 facts that you probably didn't know about the not-so-hit mobile game Dragon Ball Legends. So let's get right into it with fact number 1. Did you know that some cards in Legends have special win quotes within specific characters? For example, the LF Tag Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta have a special quote once they defeat Jiren.
You really are one tough bastard.
Looks like we pulled it off somehow. It's still hard to believe how strong this guy is.
To think he managed to last this long against us.
Like, that's honestly pretty cool, and it reminds me of the unique interactions in Fighter Z or even Sparking Zero. Did you know that Toshi's favorite character is literally Vegito Blue? He said it himself in an old interview back in 2017.
Definitely my current favorite character would be Vegito Blue from the new Dragon Ball Super series. It's just so cool to see a new form with these characters that you're familiar with and just break another wall and become more powerful.
It really explains why Vegito Blue's characters were so dominant in Legends. Like, the 2nd year anniversary of Vegito Blue was so ridiculously broken that he literally forced a PvP mechanic change. They literally had to change how PvP worked because of how OP he was. The game didn't have many units with cover changes, at least ones that cancelled combos, and even those who did, they could only be used once per game at a time. So if you got hit once by Vegito Blue and didn't have any cover changes left, you literally just lost. That's literally how it was.
Oh, that's a dead somebody. There's Buhan. We're doing pretty good damage to Buhan, I'm not even gonna lie. Look at this. Can we kill? There's no way we can kill, right? Oh my god! What is he thinking right now? Like, what do you do in a situation when someone literally one combos your unit who's supposed to have type advantage? Like, what do you do?
On the topic of broken releases, have you ever heard of the Holy Trinity? This is still, to this day, seen by most Legends players as the strongest PvP team the game has ever known. The trio basically consisted of Blue Super Saiyan Bardock, Red Super Gogeta, and Purple Super Saiyan Broly. For context, Super Saiyan Broly was the strongest unit in the game, and by far at the time. Super Gogeta was still one of the hardest hitting units in the game, and Blue Bardock was literally one, if not the best super type unit this game has ever known, given crit chance and crit damage to Super Saiyan allies, buffing arguably the 2 hardest hitting characters in the game to oblivion. Like, that trio was so ridiculously broken that the top 3 most played characters in PvP were them. Like, the meta at the time was literally just the Holy Trinity. If you didn't have it, you literally just couldn't play PvP. During the 4th year anniversary, Dragon Ball Legends made a social media post where they referred to the 4th year anniversary as the 4th year anniversary. And when we take into account the fact that the 4th year anniversary was seen as one of the worst Legends anniversaries of all time, you can guess that players had a field day with that one. Even the card sleeves in the game were called 4th year anniversary. It just shows you how much effort they actually put into that game. Like, they really didn't care. Did you know that the Legends Limited Future Gohan and Trunks had an unusual voice change post-release? Originally, the English voice actor for Future Trunks was done by Alexis Tipton, who voices Kid Trunks, which didn't quite fit. Since that version of Trunks is around 13 years old, while Kid Trunks in the Buu Saga is like 8. This was probably because in the Kakarot DLC, Future Kid Trunks is also voiced by Alexis Tipton.
My turn! I got you! I will defeat you! Ha!
But yeah, it still didn't quite fit with Legends players, whom I personally agree with. So after players' feedback, they changed back Trunks' voice to Eric Vels, making it one of the rare instances of Legends changing characters' voice actors after release. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the lag switching in PvP, which, if you don't know what it is, it's essentially when players switch to a poor connection mid-battle, most of the times from Wi-Fi to cell data, which causes lag that only benefits the one who initiated it. This is, as you would guess, extremely annoying and frustrating, but did you know that at some point in the early days of the game, like literally the first month of Legends, PvP was filled with cheaters that were abusing some sort of bug within the game that allowed them to instantly win any PvP match. Like, bro, you couldn't do anything. As soon as the match started, they just won. This was thankfully fixed the next month, but still crazy to think that this was a thing at some point in the game. Fun fact, but the 7th year anniversary of Dragon Ball Legends was literally just a rerun of Dokkan's 6th and 7th year anniversaries. Like literally they're the same characters and have the same colors as Dokkan's 6th year anniversary part 1 units. And the part 2 units, the same thing, they're the same characters and have the same colors as the part 2 units of the Dokkan 7th year anniversary. Like this just can't be a coincidence. Like it can be. Also in Dokkan, AGL Goku was arguably much better than in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta, which from my understanding was exactly the case during Legends 7th year anniversary too, but at least Legends respected the Saiyan Saga units, unlike Dokkan where Kaioken Goku and Vegeta were just not even meta relevant on release, due to them not having 200% leader skills. Dragon Ball Legends has completely original characters from the Dragon Ball universe, like Shallot or Giblet. However, these games' original characters have mostly been story only or free, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the future they release some sort of Legends Limited Shallot and Giblet card that fuses into Shallot, since they already released some What If original characters, like the Bardock and Goku Tag unit. Very unfortunate that this banner didn't perform as well due to it being complete garbage, otherwise we would have probably seen more of those, like an Emi Goku and Beast Gohan Tag unit. Like bro, that's just like an instant money printing card. Or like just imagine something even crazier, like a Gogeta and Vegeto Tag unit. That would just be over. Like the amount of money they would print from those cards, bro. You all know how bad Legends PD system is, but did you know that Legends literally has one of the worst PD system ever? Like Dokkan's PD system is known for being pretty bad compared to other modern gacha games, but it's still somehow miles better than Legends, which really makes you think, what the hell are the devs thinking? The fact that the PT coins don't carry over between banners is just crazy to me, especially with the soft CC cap the game has. Everything in that game is just so scummy, it's insane. But Dragon Ball Legends doesn't only hate its rich play players, but also their wells, as the game has a 200k CC soft cap on the coin crystals you can buy. Something that one of Legends' biggest wells, Goresh, unfortunately discovered trying to stack up some coin crystals for an upcoming celebration. The first Legends Limited character was Beerus, and did you know that he was only obtainable behind tickets? Like, you could obtain tickets from his step up banner on step 4 and 7, and then you could only drop him from these tickets, making him one of the hardest cards to pull in this game's history. And the worst part is that he literally sucked. Like, this guy was so bad on release that he was one of the first units ever to get a Zenkai Awakening. I actually remember pulling him at the time and just not understanding why he felt so weak, especially for like the first Legends Limited character. Like, he just didn't have anything, like anything that was actually useful at the time. Like, the first Dokkan Fest was an absolute monster and like a must summon on Dokkan. That guy was just nothing. The Zenkai Awakening system was first introduced back in 2019, and let's just say that the system wasn't very fish-play friendly, which is like the complete reverse of the easiest system in Dokkan. In Dokkan, the easiest system was there to reward veterans by buffing old units, and you literally got rewards by easy-in characters. They didn't cost anything, but in Legends, you had to spend roughly 18 to 20,000 coin crystals to fully Zenkai 7 one character. And the worst part was that those Zenkai 7 units were ridiculously OP. Like, they just had so much stats due to the additional Zenkai Souls panels that actually require different Zenkai souls that you could only get, as far as I remember, from adventures and co-op, and the amount you got from those were very low. Like, I have no idea what they were thinking at the time. Like, that grind was just ridiculous. But if you were able to somehow Zenkai 7 a unit and fully soul boost them, it was just over. PvP was on easy mode for you. Like, this was one of the most pay to win shit I've ever seen in a gacha game. It was like crazy. And sure, they did give the first Zenkai level for free, but the grind required was just something else. You needed to level up the friendship of said units to 10, which at the time required you to run a stage for about 1,000 times. Like, brother. Easiest in Dokkan are 30 stages and give you the unit fully easied with 600 CCs and so much resources. While in Legends, like, you have to pay for it and it's like grindy on top of it. Like, just it just makes no sense. Like, that system was just like a complete joke. Did you know that Legends used to have one of the most fish-play friendly dupe system in the world? Yes, in the early days of Dragon Ball Legends, cards could only get up to 7 stars, and the higher the star count, the more Z power you needed. And the first few stars, the ones that required the less amount of Z power, were the most impactful. They then changed it to the system we currently have, where they essentially doubled the number of stars a unit could have, and since the difference between 7 and 14 stars was was pretty big, that new system was just so bad for free-to-play players. But I guess was necessary for the game to keep making money in the long run, at least from wells, because yeah, it honestly used to be just too easy for a well to max out a unit. And it didn't even feel necessary at the time. Like you could literally get by with like a 2 or 3 star unit. Like, it was completely fine. Did you know that Dragon Ball Legends uses many assets from the Dragon Ball Xenoverse games? Many character models and animations in Legends are very similar to the ones used in Dragon Ball Xenoverse, which makes total sense when you see that both games are made by DIMPS, the studio who develops the animations, battle mechanics, essentially everything that had to do with gameplay for Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Heroes and Legends. So of course they're going to reuse some assets and animations to save cost. From my understanding, gacha games for Bandai are essentially just cash flows for their real projects, whatever they are. We're still waiting for the manga adaptation, so I don't know what they're doing. Did you know that they gave out a summonable Ultra for free back in 2024? Yes, during the Daima Countdown celebration. They gave out a coin every day, and by the end of that celebration, you could exchange all of those coins for 777 Z power of Ultra Super Gogeta. The 6th year anniversary introduced a new mechanic called Assault Chain with the tag Blue Goku and Vegeta. This ability was basically just a cool animation on your chained strike cards that nullified special cover changes and counters. And it's pretty obvious why they never brought it back. It's because this is literally just what the Transform in Green Vegito Blue has, but without the additional cost of a cool animation that goes with it. Like, it's literally just a more expensive nullification. Like, the animation is cool, but from a business standpoint, it's probably just not worth it. Did you know that Legends had to wait almost a year and a half after the release of the Broly movie for a playable Gogeta Blue card? Just like how in Dokkan we had to wait almost 2 years after the Dragon Ball Super Hero movie for a playable Beast Gohan. Another fun fact about that Gogeta Blue is that players had to wait almost 5 years for his Zenkai awakening. Like, you could really tell Toshi was a Vegito stan. Also, is it just me, or is the Blue Gogeta's hairline kind of cooked? Like, I don't know, it really looks like they just gave him Vegeta's hairline. And from my understanding, every Dragon Ball Super Gogeta's model has that same cooked hairline. Some guy on Reddit even redrawed Gogeta's hairline, and it definitely looks better than whatever the hell we currently have in game. Like, like, why did they mess up Gogeta's hairline? Like, what's happening here? Legends has a history of debuting a character as a boss in PvE, and then later making them a free unit. A prime example is Base Form Gogeta. He was featured as a boss on an old event, Rising Battle Broly, and that Gogeta could transform into a Super Saiyan Gogeta, a card that we eventually got as a playable free-to-play unit, but that base Gogeta is yet to be seen. Like, they never used that card art, which is pretty unfortunate because that card art is actually pretty cool. Most ultimates in Dragon Ball Legends are melee-type ultimates, but did you know that some cards have ranged ultimates? Like, for example, Yellow Super Sentry Gotenks ultimate, or even one of Super Vegeta's ultimates. Like, these ultimates have the advantage of being harder to react to, meaning harder to dodge. So it's probably a good thing that very few units have them. Did you know that the purple Dragon Ball Super Transforming Broly is the only transforming character in Legends who also gains an ultimate arts card post-transformation? Something that actually made him like so ridiculously broken at the time. So it makes sense that they just shied away from the idea and only gave transforming units blue cards moving forward. It's also cheaper, like less animations to animate, I guess. Like, at the end of the day, it's a business. Why did every Ultra Instinct Goku in Legends got leaked before release? Like, generally this has to be some sort of inside joke at Bandai at this point. The first UI Goku leaked early on the Play Store, MUI Goku on the countdown images of the 4th year anniversary, the Green Revive UI Goku on the Zenkai trailer of Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, Ultra UI Goku on the Guild Brawl info banner, and most recently during the 7th year anniversary, where they accidentally released some sort of promotional trailer early on Twitter featuring the new transformed MUI Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta. By that point, it has to be intentional. Like, there's just no way. They messed up 5 times, bro. Like, 5 times. There's just no way. There's just no way. Did you know that there's a gold equip that was given exclusively to players who completed the equipment tutorial after the update 3.9.0 during the Legends Festival of 2021? So not only is that equipment not obtainable anymore, players who had already upgraded an equipment prior to that update couldn't get it either. And another interesting fact about that same equipment is that it's also capped at A rank. Like, even if you max out every slot of the In the Other World equipment, it can't go past the A rank, which I guess guess makes sense. The whole point of that equip was to teach new players how to rank equipments. It was never meant to be an actual equip you would use in PvP. Did you know that some cards in Dragon Ball Legends have a battle damage mechanic, meaning that they lose part of their clothes or armor after getting hit by a blue card? I genuinely have no idea how many cards have that mechanic, but I would guess that not so many do, and from what I've heard, it's because they don't have source material for the hype characters. Vegito or Gogeta have never been damaged in battle. I'm pretty sure like the last unit to have that mechanic, as far as I know, is Ultra Majin Vegeta, and it's barely noticeable. But yeah, I remember the Tag Blue Duo having that mechanic, and it actually looked pretty cool on them. Dragon Ball Legends has an official PC port. It released back in 2023, and it has many advantages, such as a bigger screen, higher frame rate, better connection if your computer is wired to the internet, and not having to worry about your battery running out. But still, I don't know, it just feels weird to me. Like playing a mobile game on PC, just most oftentimes than not, just doesn't feel as good. Like, I don't know. What happened to Awakened Purple card arts? Outside of gimmick characters, I think the last proper unit to have one of those was the LF transforming Bojack. Well, I guess we also had the GT Frieza and Cell, but yeah, from my understanding, those cards are only used for very niche mechanics, like Ginyu's body change or Chaozu's self-destruct ability. Did you know that back in the days, Legends used to do balance changes every few months, where they would buff the least used units in PvP by buffing their stats, and even sometimes giving them whole new unique abilities. Like, this was just such a free-to-play friendly and cool idea at the time. Not something you would see in a gacha game, like they buff the units completely for free, you don't have to grind anything, you just logged in into the game and the unit was buffed. Very sad that they replaced this for the Zenkai system, but also understandable at the same time. Like, this just wasn't going to work long term if they wanted money. Did you know that when they first released the Legends Limited tag Future Gohan and Trunks, the initial banner news article featured the Legends Limited tag androids, but they weren't actually in the banner. This was actually a pretty big deal. Every time something like that happened in Dokkan, they at the bare minimum refounded every player, and even in a rare instance, gave everyone an additional 300 stones as an extra compensation, which would be the equivalent of 6000 CC. But guess what they did in Legends? They just fixed the problem and swept it under the rug like it never happened. They really just do not care, it's crazy. Charlotte has many transformations, but did you know that his Super Saiyan God transformation was the only one to have a unique card art? Like, they didn't just change his hairstyle and color, but also the whole pose of the card. Which I guess makes sense, as this was the last transformation Charlotte got before becoming a Sparking character. Back in 2019, Legends hosted a big Dragon Ball Legends PvP tournament in Las Vegas, one of the first major offline tournaments for the game. And the cool thing about that tournament is that they teased the first year anniversary units, and the players there also got the chance to try and showcase the upcoming anniversary characters. They also gave some special art card sleeves for those who fought in the same tournament in 2023, and honestly those look pretty cool. Did you know that the first Step Up banner featured Hercule and Demon King Piccolo, and that banner format was such a success that they decided to release another one the next month, and every year moving forward at the same time slot, as like an annual Black Friday Step Up banner, which eventually over the years became the Legends Fest celebration. In 2022, to celebrate the theatrical re-release of Dragon Ball Super Broly movie in Japan, Legends gave out a free copy of the Legends Limited Tag Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. This was actually a pretty big deal, as those two were still meta relevant by that point, so Legends giving them out completely for free was just insane. This is generally just a fun fact, but did you know that both Legends and Dokkan have an annoying and tedious mode that people literally just play for the rewards? And guess what? They're both tournament modes. Bro, if those tournaments mode gave no rewards in both Legends and Dokkan, not a single soul on earth would play them. Like, it's so funny how both games managed to release boring tournament events. Like, what is it with Dragon Ball gacha games and tournament events being bad? Like, I just don't get it. Another fun fact about the Tournament of Power event, the last two slots of the Tournament of Power exclusive equips can't be guaranteed upgraded. Like, normally you can use more resources to get a guaranteed upgrade on an equip slot, but you just can't on those tournament equips, except for the first slot, because surprise surprise, to upgrade that slot, you need to buy a special item with real money. Of course, who would have guessed? That PvP message and few others are actually banned from PvP. They were deemed as too toxic or something, like, I just don't get it. Like, I just can't see how someone could get offended by any of these. None of those people would have survived a day in a COD lobby or solo queue in League. Even though legendary finish animations in Legends do have voice lines, very few of them have animated mouths. I guess it was probably too expensive to animate their mouths or something, but it was always weird to me that the characters talk during the legendary finish animations, but their mouths just do not move. Or at least do not match the set voice lines. Like you hear the voice lines, but the mouths just don't move. Legends used to have a series of Legends Road characters, free-to-play characters that had their own Legends Road event, where you could fully farm them, like farm their Z-Power and souls. Those events, as far as I remember, required a ridiculous amount of stamina to like fully max out a unit, at least on their first appearance. Most oftentimes than not, you had to wait for their event to come back to actually max them out. Did you know that some cards in Legends have AoE blue cards? It's not something we can currently utilize in PvP, since the fights are 1v1s, but it could come in handy in the future if they ever release a mode where you can fight more than one enemy at the same time. Did you know that there's a green Sparking Piccolo who has his cape on his card art, but not in the game, and a blue Sparking Piccolo who doesn't have a cape in his card art but in his game model? Since those two cards released the same year and during Legends' first few months, it wouldn't surprise me if this was actually a mistake and they just swapped the models in the database by mistake, but never bothered to fix it. Did you know that they changed Z Broly's English voice lines back in 2019? Probably because of all the controversy that surrounded its English voice actor, but at least they did something, because in Dokkan they just gave us a Broly without any voice lines. Like, it was crazy. Exactly what they did to Dispo. Dispo released in Legends without any voice lines. For about 3 months, that guy had no English voiceover. Like, no idea why they did that, since by the time Dispo was in game, the English dub of Dragon Ball Super was pretty much done, so this was definitely very weird. Did you know that the green Super Senkai Goku and red Paikuhan have the wrong internal date IDs? They released during the 25th month of Dragon Ball Legends, during the 2nd year anniversary, but their IDs say that they released during the 24th month of Dragon Ball Legends, the same month as Vegito Blue, which is just false. Purple Bojack is one, if not the only unit in the game to have a cover change ability that actually damages your allies. Like when Bojack cover changes, the ally he replaced is the one who's taking the damage instead of Bojack himself. They lose 15% HP. This is actually such like a cool idea and a very interesting mechanic to say the least. Talking about cover changes, did you know that the first instant transmission Super Saiyan Goku had a special cover change, an instant transmission cover change that could dodge pretty much anything in the game, including a Rising Rush? This was just so OP at the time, and I think that to this day, this is one of the very few characters in the game that has a cover change that can dodge literally anything. I know Ultra Broly's cover change could nullify almost everything, but I'm pretty sure it couldn't nullify a Rising Rush. So this instant transmission cover change is still very unique even to this day. Like only 2 or 3 other units, as far as I remember, got it. Why was this Legends equipment so OP? Like for some weird reason, Legends just released a completely cracked equipment for no reason whatsoever. Like that equipment gave a ridiculous amount of stats for like a gold equip, and the funny part is that it was a Hybrid Saiyan equipment. Really goes to show you how much Toshi loved the Hybrid Saiyan stack, especially Gohan. Like, do you remember when they dropped 2 equips at the same time, one for the Potara tag and one for the Busaga tag, but for some reason the one who featured a Gohan was just flat out better? Like Toshi just loves Gohan. Did you know that Yellow Super Sentry Gotenks's ultimate was bugged for multiple years? It had a 100% chance of fainting the enemy, but since the actual chance was already pretty high, like 75% with 3 battle members alive, I guess nobody really connected the dots at the time and just thought they were unlucky or very lucky, depending on if you're playing or facing him. These equipments aren't obtainable anymore. They were given out for free during one of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie campaign. Those equips came fully maxed out and were actually pretty good on release. I still have all of them as I was playing the game at the time, so just flexing here. And I'm pretty sure they never brought them back. Have you heard of this very weird glitch? It used to occur occasionally where your legendary finish animation would play out but not actually kill the enemy, leaving you with the character model of the character post LF animation. So for example, LF's Super Blue Evolution Vegeta ended shirtless, which was actually pretty cool because you could play with like a shirtless Vegeta. So it was like an unofficial like costume change mechanic. Did you know that the closed beta test of Dragon Ball Legends had an actual block mechanic? It would proc randomly, and I think that characters even had a block chance, but when the game launched globally, they just removed that mechanic entirely, which was probably a good thing because like I said, it procced randomly and was completely RNG based, so it could get pretty annoying. The last hero character to release was Hero Hercule back in 2019. That guy was infamously known for his poison and paralysis abilities, making him a very good meme pick. But the crazy part here is that Legends has multiple missions that requires you to have 50 hero characters, and since there's only 44 heroes characters in the game, with the last one being Hero Hercule, those missions are literally impossible to clear, and actually might never be. In the early days of Dragon Ball Legends, you could buy Chrono Crystals packs in the shop that had a copy of one of the new units. The best pack was probably the one that gave you a copy of the green Instant Transmission Goku, as he was arguably the best unit in the game at the time, and didn't fall off until the release of Purple Super Saiyan Broly, as far as I remember. So yeah, that pack was very valuable. And keep in mind that this was before they revamped the dupe system, so having a unit at 2 stars was more than enough. Which brings me to another fun fact. Legends really likes to copy Dokkan with their big releases. Like, it can't be a coincidence that Super Gogeta was red and Janemba purple, and in Dokkan when those two first released, Gogeta was strength and Janemba was in. Like, there's so many more instances of this happening. Just to name a few: purple UI Goku, green Beerus, yellow fused with Kami Piccolo, blue Dragon Ball Super Gogeta, yellow Super Sentry Gotenks, blue Goku, red Rose, red Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and like many more. Like, it just can't be a coincidence, especially knowing that Toshi used to be the producer of Dokkan. Did you know that Toshi psyched us during the 2021 Legends Festival reveals and stuff? We thought that the livestream was done, but nah, Toshi had one more surprise for us: the Zenkai Awakening of Purple Super Vegito. One, if not the most anticipated Zenkai Awakening of the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and hopefully see you next time.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Psych! Nope, we're not done yet. We really kept you waiting for this one, but
We are here.
the Legends Limited Super Vegito is also getting a Zenkai Awakening, finally.
During the 4th year anniversary, the banner unit transformed in Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegeta had a main ability that was originally titled Give Up, like the worthless drunk you are. This title was then given to the Fresh Play Blue Vegeta, and the summonable one got a new main ability named I'm Sick of You. Just honestly have no idea why they did that, and it's just like so random. Did you know that the ultimate arts card of Green Super 17 was originally called Shock and Death Ball, but was then renamed to Electro Eclipse Bomb? No idea why they did that. Let me know which name you prefer. Did you know that Dragon Ball Legends had a playable Luffy card?
Psych!
Okay, it's not exactly Luffy, but it's pretty damn close. It's a Piccolo card from the Cooler movie, I think. And just look at his strike cards. It literally looks like Luffy's rubber hands. Dokkan did have a collab with One Piece in its early days. And since like One Piece Treasure Cruise, Dokkan, and Dragon Ball Legends are like the big 3 anime mobile games, it wouldn't surprise me if Legends gets some sort of collab with One Piece Treasure Cruise at some point in the future, with like an actual playable Luffy card. That could be pretty cool. Like, just imagine Gear 5 in Legends. That would just be so crazy. I left Super Sentry Goku's unique ability used to say "Thank you, Dragon Ball," which doesn't make much sense, since he was actually thanking the Dragon Balls, not the Dragon Ball franchise as a whole. So yeah, this eventually got fixed and they changed it to "Thank you, Dragon Balls." Isn't it funny how almost every year of Dragon Ball Legends has some sort of meta break in Gohan? Purple Super Sentai Gohan back in 2018, probably the most balanced version of Super Sentai Gohan we ever got, but even then he was arguably the best unit in the game, and definitely the best last man standing card in the game. Then Transform in Yellow Gohan, and the red Legends Limited Super Sentai Gohan back in 2019, Zenkai Super Sentai Gohan in 2020, Revival Purple Gohan in 2021, Beast Gohan in 2022, Transforming Beast Gohan in 2023, Ultra Super Sentai Gohan and Ultra Beast Gohan in 2024. Like, you can just call this game Gohan Ball Legends at this point. Like, crazy how much Legends respects Gohan. Something I wish I could say about Dokkan. Like, they fumbled almost every single hype release of Gohan. Toshi is probably holding up another OP Gohan this year, for sure. Like, Gohan is coming. Like, Toshi is not going to end 2025 without releasing another meta-breaking Gohan. Like, just wait for it. Did you know that the Ultra Space-Time Rush used to give Chrono Crystals? It used to give about 500 CCs in total. They unfortunately removed the CC rewards as soon as they revamped it to the Zenkai Space-Time Rush. The CC rewards got replaced by Zenkai Rush medals, which I guess are valuable in their own right. Did you know that the original Zenkai Tower event, called Battle Gauntlet, used to have 100 floors? Like, sure, you could auto battle up to the 17th floor, but it was still 100 floors, bro. Which was just crazy. They then, over the years, reduced it to 30 stages, just like Dokkan Battle Easy is. The fastest unit to get a Zenkai Awakening is Green Mini Goku. That guy released in October 2024 and got his Zenkai not even 5 months later, in March 2025. Did you know that Blue Pan was the best unit in the game on release? In the early days of Dragon Ball Legends, you could could regenerate ki and draw cards while dashing or during tap attacks. And since Pan had a lot of ki restore speed in her kit, you could combo almost infinitely with her, abusing a mechanic called double dashing. It was just crazy. Like, she was literally 1 or 2 ki recovery equips away from being able to literally combo infinitely. So they had to do something about it. And that's when they removed the ability to recover ki and draw new cards while dashing or doing tap attacks. This change was seen by many players at the time as a very bad thing, since it practically killed skill expression in the game. Now it was all a matter of who had the team with the most stats, which is essentially what Legends is now. Like, there's unfortunately only so much you can do to outplay your opponent in PvP. Did you know that Blue's % Bardock's crit support used to be bugged? His 70% crit damage support was somehow a 700% buff on tap attacks. Like, you could literally tap attack people to death at the time with his buff. That's just how broken it was. Like, bro, 700%, that's literally 10 times more than what it was supposed to be. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's ultimate attack is officially known as the 100 times Big Bang Kamehameha. But in Dragon Ball Legends, Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta can launch a 500x Big Bang Kamehameha.
500 times!
Which, as far as I know, is like a game original upgrade, and with how ridiculously OP Ultra Gogeta was, it only made sense. Like, that attack was just doing so much damage, it was crazy. Did you know that Gogeta and Gotenks have different vest colors? Gogeta's vest has more of like an orange color, while Gotenks' vest has more of like a yellow color. Well, in Dragon Ball Legends, they gave the Gotenks in the game Gogeta's vest. A mistake that they only fixed after the 4th released Gotenks in the game. Like, it took them 4 Gotenkses to fix that. That's just crazy. Did you know that Charlotte's farmer's outfit is bugged? When he transforms, it changes colors. Honestly, this is actually a pretty cool bug. There's a green Bujin card in the game, where in his windscreen, he is upside down. Many players, including me, thought that this was a bug, but it's actually intentional. That's literally just how Bujin is. I guess, honestly, I haven't watched the BoJack movie in like years. Did you know that Legends has some unused assets? And one of them is the card art of a Super Saiyan Vegeta, from the Cell saga I suppose, probably from his scene where he jumped into Cell after Trunks' death. That art was first shown on a Dragon Ball Legends ad. The funny thing is that it looked like a card that was supposed to release with Yellow Herd Virus Goku, but I guess they just forgot about him, or just scrapped the idea, who knows? Did you know that there's a Bulma card in game, where her hair ribbon is red in her card art, but used to be pink in game? Like, I don't know what it is with Legend and color and consistencies, but they just can't seem to get their color palettes right. I just don't know what it is. Last but not least, Toshi gave an interview back in 2018, where he shared some info about the upcoming Dragon Ball Legends game. The funny thing in that interview is that Toshi really emphasized on how fair and free-to-play friendly he wanted Dragon Ball Legends to be.
Doesn't feel like you'll be outplayed easily by a high-tier player.
And honestly, I believe him. The first 6 months to a year of Dragon Ball Legends were just so good and free-to-play friendly. Legends used to be such a generous game. Then I just don't know what happened. Like, this game over the years became everything but free-to-play friendly. Toshi is really like the living meme of like, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So this is the end of the video. If you've got even more fun facts about Dragon Ball Legends, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I would love to hear them, but until then, take care. Peace.